Get around, round, round, your ancestors got around. Yes, and they got around through traveling, moving, visiting, and so forth. Today, your ancestors like to travel, so let's brainstorm a number of keyword combinations that you can use with your ancestors' surnames to find out about their travel. One of the first keyword combinations you can use is surname plus visited. Surname plus visited. Type that into the search bar on newspapers.com and let's see what we find. So here I found merit visited, and if I zoom into the first entry, we have an R merit of Ottawa is summering in North Wakefield. And while summering could be added to our keywords list, he's not visiting. Mr. Harold Allen is visiting. So what you need to do is come here and click on the advanced button. So 1, 2, down here 3, 4. Here's my merits that have gone visiting. Newspapers are great for finding females and what they're doing. So Mrs. Louisa and Ethel Merritt of Ottawa visited their father, Mr. R. Merritt on Sunday. So we have their names and that they're visiting and where they are from. So really great information. Now, if your ancestors visited someplace, sometimes it will appear as they arrived at a location. So let's try this keyword combination, surname plus arrived. So now we are in an African-American newspapers, the Pittsburgh Courier. This is a great one to look at, particularly if you have African-American heritage. We're looking for Stewart arrived, and notice the first entry says Stewart arrived. So Mrs. Gertrude, you have to be careful because you think, oh, well, if I start reading, it's going to be all about the Stewarts. No, this one says Mrs. Gertrude Abbott and family of Norfolk, Virginia is in the city visiting. Okay, so well, that's not arriving. We need to look down further. So we have Stewart, Mrs. Minnie Stewart. Let's back up some more. The Reverend C.E. Lark and Mrs. Ada Gibson and Mrs. Minnie Stewart arrived Sunday afternoon from Prospect, Virginia. So even though this is a Pennsylvania newspaper, they had gone visiting to Prospect, Virginia, and they attended an AME district convention last Wednesday. And then he gives you all of this information of what they were doing. So great little newspaper article when you use the combination surname plus arrived. Another keyword combination to find out how they traveled is surname plus left. Now, if you ever have trouble reading the newspapers, you can make things a little brighter. That's kind of nice. So we'll do that and zoom in to Lincoln's left. And we zoom in. Miss Almeida, Jenny, and Hazel Lindquist. Can you imagine if you had just had Hazel first and now you have 2 more Lindquists? They left this morning for Peyton, Iowa for a visit with friends, and this was printed in Iowa. So this is a nice little article telling you why they left and where they're going. Here's another one. It's not with the Lindquists. They left this morning for Thayer, Kansas for a visit with friends. So left and the surname is a really good combination to use. Now, all good things come to an end, including journeys away from home. Sometimes your society news will record that your ancestor's surname plus returned tells you that they're back in town. Now, this one is from New Mexico. See, Salazar returned. E.H. Salazar returned from Santa Fe yesterday. So this is in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Santa Fe, New Mexico. He went a-visiting. And you can see a Manette returned from a business trip. We don't know where, but hey, he lives there and he leaves to go on business trips. So a last name plus return can be a really good combination. Now, sometimes your ancestor moves and the newspapers like to record that event. So if you're trying to find your ancestors' travel or migration like we did from Houston to Los Alamos, New Mexico, type in surname plus moved to see what the newspapers have to say about your ancestors arriving in town or leaving for a new location. Now this one is Garner moved. Garner moved. The years after their marriage, the Garners moved. Well, this is a fantastic story because it tells the travels of where someone went. This one is part of a larger story with a picture. Love pictures in newspapers. And you have Merrifield Garner 100 is the oldest citizen in this county. So you can go and look for a moved and find that they traveled back and forth, but then you can find these great biographical information filled with so much detail. The family moved here, the family moved there, the family moved there. So try Surname moved and let me know what you come up with. Sometimes you're going to need to use some tricks to track down your surnames and the organizations and the social activities that they did. So be sure to check the link in the description for this blog post so you can make sure that you're finding everything there is to find in a newspaper about your ancestor. Was that a fun exercise or what? I want you to tell me in the comments other keyword combinations that you have tried to find out the social news about your ancestors. If you want more tips and tricks on how to research in newspapers, be sure to check out this playlist. And if you're ready for something new, check out this video. Get around, round, round, your answers got around.